Hello, everyone. I am so sorry for those crazy noises, which I don't think are going to be happening for too much longer. We have some renos going on upstairs, and it's definitely not the greatest, but I don't think they're going to be working on it through the whole stream, so we'll see how it goes. If it gets super annoying, I will deal with the situation. Sounds like an old man farting. Yeah, we'll just go with that, Buff. But they're just like taking the baseboards and stuff off right now. Yeah, who's dying? Who's dying this time, Steve? What's up, everyone? Hopefully your day is going swell. Mine has been good. Pretty busy. It's one of those days where doing a bunch of stuff all at once, but I am totally okay with it. Makes the day go by super, super fast. And I'm pretty excited for what we're gonna cook today. So I'm gonna do a Momofuku style pork belly. Hopefully some of you guys know what that is, and if not, I would definitely look it up. It's a very famous restaurant that started in New York by one of my favorite chefs, David Chang. And he's now expanded it throughout the US, and there's also a couple of restaurants in Toronto as well. Hey Vune, Optrix, Rook, welcome in everyone. Good to see you in here. You almost had a tornado today? Oh man, Steve, I remember those days. Hello, Dante and Deddy. Yeah, Momofuku. We're cussing everyone out today, Rook. I remember those days though, Steve. I know we had probably at least 4 or 5 tornado scares when I lived in Edmonton. And it's like, okay, everyone go down to the basement until they tell us that everything's safe. A couple of pretty scary clouds around my area where I lived too, because we were kind of in the outskirts of the city, so lots of farm fields and stuff like that where you can easily get a tornado in that kind of situation. Yeah, all the nice weather has a price. I remember this one time that crazy storm, thunder and lightning, like a lightning struck right in the middle of our crescent, and I was like, well, I guess I should not go play outside in the rain right now. All the nice weather does have a price. You're so tired, View. Thank you, man. Man, why are you so tired lately? You just been overworking yourself? Hello, Bachelor Life. How was the rest of your stream yesterday? 33°C and high humidity. Whew, that's hot. And like I said, guys, sorry about the crazy noise again. But I'm hoping that it does not go on for the whole stream. And then to go with our pork belly, we're gonna make a celeriac and pear mash. So lightening it up a little bit with the potatoes. I'm still using potatoes in the mash, but we are also going to add in some celery root and a couple of pears. So it's just not as heavy as just potato mash. Yeah, they are drilling off some baseboards and stuff upstairs. And Sammy is painting. Yeah, no, he's not napping. He's actually painting upstairs. And then my dad is doing a bunch of stuff with the floors. That's so good, Bachelor. I know, I was like, oh, he's saying goodbye, but I'm gonna drop my peeps off anyways, so I'm glad that worked out well for you. And then our veg for our side dish today, I'm going to be doing up some spicy kale and kimchi saute. So 2 bunches of kale is what I got from the farm. One is Russian red, and the other one, I totally forget the name, but it'll probably come back to me. Siberian kale. So red Russian and Siberian kale is what we have. If I feel like we don't have enough kale greens, I do have bok choy in the garden that is pretty much ready to go. The leaves are getting pretty big, so I think I could start snipping it off. And I also picked a bunch of spinach from the garden today. So first harvest is starting. Got like a full Ziploc bag full of spinach, and it is lovely. Pear is, yeah, intriguing. I know, I was looking up pork belly recipes and someone did this mash with the pork belly and I was like, that would be really good. Always worth another beer. It's so true, Optrix. And then also during the stream, since it's not too much hands-on stuff today for the pork belly and the mash and the kale, we're gonna pickle some watermelon rind. Don't know if you guys have ever had this. I've had it a couple times eating out, but I've never made it myself, and I've always been like really happy with how it tastes when I go to eat out. And I want to just show you guys that you don't always have to throw the rind away. Like, you can also pickle it and use it for other stuff. It's really nice and fresh and crunchy. And then we're also going to marinate the beef asada for the tamales tomorrow. Kind of stressed out about the tamales, but I think it'll still work out well. I've never made them before, and I don't have a very good like steamer setup. So we'll see how it goes. Let's just leave it there. So ingredients wise, I have all of these recipes already posted in our Discord. If you guys want to check that out. But I'm not gonna list off all of the ingredients just because there is so many that we're gonna be working with today. Celeriac, what is that? Optrix, that is a celery root. So it looks like this. Very like weird looking. And you just peel that up. It smells like celery, but it's not as strong of a flavor. Just imagine like a celery and a potato being married. And that's the texture and flavor that you'll get. Really, really love adding celeriac or parsnip into potato mashes. It just lightens it up a bit and gives like that little bit of different flavor. You mean the root. Yeah, Sammy hates like raw celery stalks, but he loves celery root. So it doesn't have that strong of a flavor. No, it's the same thing. Yeah, celery root is celeriac, Optrix. Okay, so timeline. The pork belly takes around 3 hours total to make. It roasts for 2¼ hours or around 2 hours. And then it gets portioned. So I'll just cut it into like 5-ounce pieces probably. And then we're gonna crisp it up in a pan. So after it comes out of the oven, we're gonna let it cool off a bit. Because if you go to slice it right away, when it first comes out of the oven, it might actually fall apart a bit. So we'll take it out, let it rest for, let's say, 20 minutes to half an hour at room temp. And then I'll portion it up, and then we'll crisp up the sides and the bottom in a pan for serving. F celery. I know, I hate when they say it. Yeah, you burn more calories eating celery than you actually consume. I know, Buff. This is going to be so good. I haven't had pork belly in a while as well. And then the mash will take around 30 minutes to prepare, so we'll do that later on. And the kale saute around 20 minutes to prep up the leaves and cook it. Hey, Steampunk, how are you? So order of prep. We'll roast our pork belly first around, let's say, 3 p.m. And then while that's in the oven, we will marinate the beef. The marinade just gets put into a blender, and then we will just put it into a Ziploc with the beef roast. After that, we will start to prep our watermelon rind for pickling. And then at 4 p.m., we need to check the pork belly, because that's after an hour. And then we'll be turning down the oven temp to a nice low temp, so it can slowly cook. And after that, we'll prep our kale and our mash. If we have time, if I feel like we're just like dragging things along too much, we might prep up the salsa for tomorrow as well. And then 5 p.m. we'll take out our pork belly, let it cool like I said. 5:30 we will portion it and start our mash, since that takes half an hour. We might start our mash around 5:20. I'll see how it goes. And then 5:40 we'll sear our pork belly, start the kale, and after that we can finish the mash, plate up, and serve. So I think it's gonna still be a pretty quick stream today. Opterix just coming in with the facts. That's awesome. It has a thermic effect. Interesting. Yeah, these neighbors, aka parents, they should be done pretty soon though, because I know that they said they were gonna go out later, so let's hope it doesn't drag on. Probably will drive me nuts. Oh, okay, I don't really have any fun facts today, guys. We're not doing too much crazy stuff. I just hope that you guys learn along the way with me, and might as well start. Let's get to it. So I'm gonna preheat my oven for the pork belly, and we need that at 450 Fahrenheit. Cooking with Kate in the construction site. Yeah, let's just invent some fun facts. That sounds way better, Vian. Yeah, this is the new apron, guys. Woohoo! So I have an exact replica of this one hanging up in the closet, and we're gonna give that away at the end of June to one of our subscribers. Good thing it isn't Friday. I mean, I try and do fun facts every day. If you eat enough carrots, your hair will turn ginger. No! No! So 450 Fahrenheit for our oven. Then we need to season up the pork belly. So here is this lovely thing. Hey, Lemon. You guys want the apron? I'm gonna be so excited for whoever gets it. I really want someone to put it to good use. So here is the piece of pork belly. I got a full belly from the butcher shop. So it was around, let's say the size of the cutting board. It was that big. And I cut off the other piece. Sammy and I are gonna cure that other piece up and then cold smoke it to make some bacon. It's pretty thin for a pork belly, so we didn't want to hot smoke it because you'd probably lose too much fat in that process. And then I chose this piece just because it's a little bit uneven. Like, it's a lot thicker on this side and thinner here. And then that is what we are going to use today. Must do wonderful things for your radiator. Let me just wash up my hand real quick, and then we'll season this up with some salt and pepper. Guys, I had some coffee today. I'm trying it again. Hopefully it's not gonna affect me too crazy, but I apologize if I have like 3 or 4 bathroom breaks. But we just bought some beans the other day, and it's called Kick-Ass is the blend. Cured of what, Lemon? Yet the pork belly has the flu. Oh no. Okay, so the Momofuku style of this, which I did not look into it until this morning, they do a mix of equal parts salt and sugar, season up the whole belly, and then let it sit either for 6 hours or overnight. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do salt and pepper on the top, and we'll see how it goes. I know it's still going to be delicious, but obviously the sugar will just add that little bit of sweetness and help with caramelization. Yeah, it is super thin, hey? I would say this is actually quite expensive. probably won't get another one of these. Because for 50 bucks is what it costs for the whole pork belly. And we used to get them at our restaurant for $30. And they were like very thick and really, really nice. Like way bigger than the cutting board. So let's just start to season this up with salt and pepper. You will need a fair amount of salt here just because the pork belly is super fatty. And we'll kind of just make a crust on top. And if we want to add a little bit of sugar onto this, I would recommend doing it when you turn the oven down to 250 Fahrenheit. If you put it on now raw, it's just gonna burn at that temp. So keep that in mind. I'm doing a 24-hour stream. Yeah, just put the camera in the fridge like Alton. I love that. Yum. Good to go. Hey, Elvin, how are you? How is your sleep? How are you feeling? So that is that. And now we just have to wait 10 more minutes for the oven to heat up. And because this is skin off, we don't have to score this at all. If the pork belly had the skin on, then we would score it, and then that's how you get like super nice crackling or chicharrones on top, if you guys know what that is. But this is gonna crisp up just as nice. But if you wanted to, get a pork belly with the skin on and then take it off and save the skin for making crackling or chicharrones on yourself or on your own. That way you'll use every part of it. Vune starting his silly phase. Love it. Elvin feels like death. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't crisp down. I don't even know how that would work. Okay, I am getting into the recipe for the Mexican pulled beef. So here is my top sirloin roast. It's pretty nice. Has a fair amount of fat in it. Laundry's done. Now we know. So I'm gonna put that into a Ziploc bag. I'm not gonna clean it up at all since we're gonna pull it tomorrow. I can pull out whatever sinew and kind of really fatty parts are on there after it's cooked. I don't want to fool around with it too much right now because I want to keep it whole. And then I'll do it in my Dutch oven tomorrow. So just slow roasted like we've done the pork shoulder before. You can make a leather face out of the pork belly skin. Terrifying. Yeah, what are you insinuating? Has anyone here ever made tamales before? And if so, can you like offer me some advice? So I was reading up on the like dough that you need to make for it. And it actually has lard whipped into the masa. Very interesting. Yeah, I've eaten them as well, but I've never made it. And then there is still some string on here too, and I am totally okay with that. That'll just keep it together in the oven tomorrow. It does have quite a nice piece of fat on the bottom too. Into it. Okay, there's that. Wash my hands. Needy hands. And then we need half of an onion chopped. I always use white onion when I am cooking Mexican stuff. You need about half a bunch of cilantro, and I picked all of this from my garden today. Very excited about that. It's pork belly hype day. Yes, Shadow. When you steam them, most of the lard is rendered out. Lemon, I feel like you've made tamales before. Send help. And I was gonna make these for Tristan, but apparently he's taking a break again. Not really sure what that's about, to be honest, but I don't know what to do about it. I'm just gonna leave that topic there. So some limes, some red wine vinegar. We need ground cumin. Ta-da. Some orange juice. And this is definitely a Mexican ingredient, Achiote Paste, which makes that really lovely red color. Rook, you're trying to do multiple streams. You crazy. Elvin, you woke up at 2. Made a Greek scramble. Yum. Yeah, it's going to be a couple days before you have enough energy. That's very true. Don't you wash your meat? Nope. My cilantro looks better. It was a little bit sad when we first planted it, but it's in a really nice sunny spot now, so it's very happy. You've never made your own yet, Lemon? Without your mom slapping your hands yet. No, you're doing it wrong. Do it this way. So I also need 3 cloves of garlic. Yeah, I don't know, Beth. I don't know. Someone asked me why I didn't wash my meat. It might be a trap. And then 1 ancho chili and 1 guajillo chili. So I'm lucky enough to actually have a store here that has quite a good selection of Mexican stuff. So here are the chilies that we need. This is the ancho and this is the guajillo. So the anchos are super wrinkly, whereas the guajillo is really nice and smooth. And this whole bag, I believe it cost me around $7. So I just grabbed like a bunch, a couple handfuls of each, and that should last me quite a long time. Hey, oh Matt, how are you? You grow most of your spices too? That's awesome, Buff. It's so worth it. Your girlfriend hates it. Why? And I think that's it. I just need to grab the orange juice out. And then we just need to mix this stuff up in a blender. You only wash chicken. Why are we talking about washing meat right now? What is happening? And I'm just gonna go to the bathroom already. I'll be back in like 30 seconds, guys. Bathroom break number 1 of 20. Okay, Or here. Octrix, you just put your meat in the dishwasher before you use it? That's a great way to do it. Very thoughtful of you. Okay, so we just need to cut up our onion. Okay, our chilies. I think I'm gonna just throw them into the oven right now while it's heating up. Get it like a little bit toasted, and that way they should soften up a bit. It's what we used to do at the taqueria. So let's see how it goes. Dishwasher sous vide, terrifying. So 1 cup of orange juice going into the blender, which is just on the side here. And Mexican recipes often use orange juice, just so you guys know. Did I sharpen my knife? How did you, like, how could you even tell? I just put it like on the steel right before stream. Is it looking shiny? So we just gotta peel our garlic. That was our oven for our pork belly. I'm just gonna let those chilies toast up a bit more before I throw that in. Lemon pepper scented dish soap. Oh man. The pepper would probably be good though, if you think about it, like peppery dish soap in the kitchen. Just don't touch your eyes after. So all of this cilantro going in. Both of these limes are gonna get juiced. Yes, Rook, I got you. Oh, you were just reminding me. Love it, oh Matt. Thank you, man. I know, because yesterday I was complaining. I was like, my knife needs help. I can't even cut a pepper. Oh, I was like, what smells good? The chilies that are toasting. Mmm. Like very roasty and toasty. Okay, we're getting limey. Whoa, did I see clapped in here? Insane. Welcome back. Garlic earthquakes, cat. These limes aren't very limey, let's just say that. Sad limes, but it's the last of the bag that I had. So I'm trying to use them up with all this Mexican stuff. Oh, I know the steel doesn't sharpen the knife. I know this. I have my, whatchamacallit, my stone, my whetstone. I just don't want to use it on this knife because it has a couple of chips in it. AKA, I've just been bad and neglected my knife. I just brutalized the garlic pretty much. Can you tell I've dealt with like a lot of garlic in cooking? Just don't hold back. That's all there is to it. Okay, chilies. I can smell them right now, so I'm just gonna take them out. That is what is going on. So I don't know if you can see them smoking right now. And then they kind of puffed up as well. So that's exactly what I wanted to happen. And now you're easily able to cut off the stems. And then this also helps with the flavor of the chili, is what I was taught when I worked at the taqueria. It smells unreal, honestly. And we're just gonna put those warm into the orange juice and they should soften up a bit. And if they don't, they will blend up quite easily. I'm gonna wait to even touch those right now. You use the bottom of the mug. I've seen old ladies use like the bottom of ceramic plates. Definitely not the best thing, Lemon. But if that's all you've ever done, it works. We'll say that. There we go again. Surgery going on upstairs of some sorts. So our half onion, the other half of that onion is going to be used to make the salsa roja. And then this onion, we can just chop up into like 6 pieces. It doesn't have to be super small. And now that the oven is free, let's put our pork belly in, and then I'll set an hour timer. Maybe 45 minutes actually. Just don't want it to burn, that's all. 45 will be good to play it safe. Okay, next up, our cumin ground. I don't even know what's going on in chat right now. Holy Elvin, yeah, life is rough. 1 tablespoon of cumin, guys. Cumin, no. Boom. And that's the stuff I ground up fresh last week. And then our red wine vinegar, 1/3 of a cup. Viyun, you're not gonna get timed out. You're fine. Your mom never used that in her cooking? I don't know, I was looking up a bunch of asada recipes and they had cumin in it. So I was like, might as well try it. Okay, what's our last thing? The Achiote Paste. And this is from annatto seeds. Hopefully you guys know what this is. You can usually only find it in like a Mexican store or market. That's fine. And it comes in this block, so it's a paste.
It's burning.
I was toasting chilies. And we are going to use about a tablespoon of it. So I'm just gonna pinch some off and call it a day. It doesn't have a crazy strong flavor. It's like a little bit sour and floral is my way of describing it. But although it looks like paprika, it definitely does not taste like paprika. Liz, things look different. What you mean? I just saw that you were in here. Cleaning up my chilies. Cumin is delicious with eggs. Yeah. I think I've made shakshuka that has cumin in it before. So that is it for our marinade. So I'm just going to cover this now, blend it up, and we should be good to go. We're not adding any salt and pepper to this yet. We're gonna add the salt and pepper tomorrow before we cook the beef. Cookingception, yes, Buff. I love that. Alvin's actually cooked with me before on stream. We made eggs Benedict one day, and it was awesome. Oh, pesto with eggs is so good. So good. I know, I haven't made shakshuka in forever either. That was like my go-to food when I cooked brunch for everyone. So I would crush a shakshuka like right before service every time. Okay, let's go to the blender. Start low and we'll work our way up. already see the color changing. Done. That was easy. Definitely smells like chili in here now. I'm not complaining though. It's a really nice smell. Some people pour wine into a blender. What, Vune? Yes, Elvin. We can totally decide something together. Whatever you think you want to do. So I'm just going to give this a taste, see if it needs any adjustment before we pour it in. You would think that the flavor would be like kind of heavy with all the dark stuff in here, but it's really nice and light. You get a nice like punch from the vinegar and citrus juices. The chilies are not spicy, you guys, just in case you were worried about that, but there is absolutely like no spice in this, which is awesome. I'm not sure if it will get spicier over time or when we cook it tomorrow, but this is very, very mild, and I'm pretty excited to put this with the beef. I think it will be great. Just a little flavor of the onion and garlic. Obviously, you want everything to be nicely balanced. You don't want to overpower your marinade with anything. Oh yeah, Liz, I added the little event list up there. I was like, what do you mean things look different? I haven't really changed anything. Oh, I did move over like my setup a little bit closer to this side. So maybe that was it too. Whipped out a ghost pepper. Yeah, we're just gonna put this ghost pepper in. Good luck, have fun. Yeah, ancho and guajillo are like some of my favorite chilies to use. It's really bringing me back those good old days. So now all we're gonna do is pour this in, give the beef a little massage, and then we will move on to our pickled watermelon rind. It's a full bag. I'm gonna close this up first and then give it a little massage. Yeah, meat and marinade, happiness. And you definitely want to put this on top of a plate or in some kind of container when you go to leave it in the fridge overnight. Just in case the bag decides to leak. You don't really want this marinade all over. Nice, beer is awesome as a sauce base. I know a lot of people don't use it, but it is quite great. Take a peek here. Not too much happening. Okay, so I'm just gonna go drop this into the other fridge, and then we're gonna carry on making some pickles. I'll bring the watermelon back with me. You've used your homemade porter in mini sauces? Yeah, that would be super good. Your mom marinates her meat for a week? That's insane. It does smell so good, lemon. Like, really good. at this watermelon now. It doesn't have a very big rind. I didn't buy this. Betty did. But I'm just trying to use it up. Your mom decided to marinate meat in raw pineapple juice much. Wasn't much. There wasn't much meat left after a night. It just kind of fell apart. That's crazy. That's so cool, Bagwell. Renting a space for your stream. Just gonna put the orange juice away and a couple other ingredients before we carry on. Okie dokes. Okay, what do we need? AOT gains. Welcome in. Have I ever made the pickled watermelon rind? No, I've only eaten it. You've seen it in stores? I feel like it's more of a new thing. And I'm going to use Alton Brown's recipe because it looks really good. Clapped, how are you? It's been forever. So it says approximately 2 pounds of rind. And then once we got our rind, we will make up our pickle brine. Drake has a kiddo? I did not hear that. What? With who? I'm so not up to date on Drake things. The last thing I knew was that him and Rihanna were together. You don't like watermelon, Optrix? That's insane. So I think I'm just going to cut off the bottom here first. And then it will be a little bit easier. I'm not going to use this part of the rind. It'll just be too hard to peel off. He impregnated a hooker? No! I need to Google this right now. Even though it's not food related, it's funny. Drake's rumored baby. Oh no. Pusha T. A former French porn star. Craziness. Is it real? Nobody knows. Okay, so we are just going to go down the side of the watermelon. It's okay if you get a little bit of the fruit still on the rind. Actually, before I even start this, why don't I peel the skin off the watermelon first and then peel off the rind? And that way we won't be stuck peeling it after, because this is like pretty awkward to do. Whereas while it's still on the watermelon, it's a lot easier. Kind of funny that we're pickling this, because I was always told when I was little to not eat the rind because it'll make your stomach upset. Is it true? I don't know. Have I ever cooked Boer Wars before? No. Yeah, Boer what? That's what I'm saying too. Don't hurt myself. Don't worry, Liz. I'm good. I got this, guys. Plus, I got my new little safety shoes on. Found my Birkies today, and I'm so pumped. Yeah, we're looking at you. Or that episode of Magic School Bus. Is it Magic School Bus or Rugrats? Where someone eats the watermelon seed and then it grows inside. Epic. There we go. Now we're on a roll. No, they're not Crocs. They are like the kitchen version of Birkenstocks. Super expensive, so that's why I was like, I should probably use these. Since I only had them for a couple of months before I stopped working in kitchens. Wasn't really planned. $7 US for a 20-ounce jar of pickled rinds. That's cheap, Lemon. Yeah, the kitchen version of Birkenstocks. I'm sure you can find them online, guys. The struggle is real. They do, Vune, yeah. I got these in Vancouver. You got barefoot, Liz. Oh, I do too sometimes. Don't worry. You wouldn't pay more than $2. Well, that's true, Lemon. That's true. Like, for something that will be thrown away, why would you pay that much? Seems silly. Okay, that's all peeled up. Yay. Okay, now back to peeling the actual watermelon. You blew his mind telling him that pickles are pickled cucumbers. Oh, man. So much easier to do it this way. Yeah, Vune, that's scary. You got the dropsies with your knives, man? I haven't dropped a knife in a long time. And that makes me happy because it's always the scariest thing. It's not like I care about my feet. Like, I care more about my knife getting ruined. It's like, no! Just slow motion sadness. Typically when you drop a knife, the tip breaks off. And it's just like the saddest day ever. Yeah, just throw away the fruit. We just want the rind here, guys. Watermelon is straight up garbage though. But actually not. I'm not gonna throw it away. I'm just gonna pack it up. Will it fit in a Ziploc? I don't know. Maybe. I guess it's similar size to the beef roast, so it should. Bite Sleep Club. Maybe I'll have to cut this in half. Oh, I hear some sizzles. Some happiness going on in there. It's starting to smell porky. And I might need a little piece of this as well. Gotta taste test my watermelon. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. Okay, just gonna go quickly put this back into the fridge. It's pretty easy to cut, Liz. Like, just cut it exactly how I just did it, and it shouldn't take you very long. Me too, Lemon. I do like cutting watermelon. So we need a pot now. But first, we'll finish cutting this up. A meh melon is the worst. It's so true. Okay, so how do I want to cut this up? I think I'll try and just do it into cubes, because we're going to be using it for the jicama salad tomorrow. Just want to make sure that all of your cuts are very consistent in size. You just ordered 12 milk crates for all your empty bottles. Nice optics. Yeah, we have a bunch of milk crates here with like empty glass milk bottles in them. So great. Milk crates are super handy. Actually, I have a really funny milk crate story. When we were traveling, when I did my like bodybuilding competition, this was the night of, and we stopped at McDonald's nonetheless. Not surprising though, I hope, guys. And my teammate and I got a McFlurry each. We're like, we need ice cream and nothing's open. So we're going through the drive-thru, and this car backs up to the back door of the McDonald's where all the milk crates are sitting. I'm sure you guys have seen a McDonald's with a bunch of milk crates outside. And these people jump out of the car super quick, open their trunk, and just start loading in as many milk crates as possible. And then someone comes out the back door of McDonald's and is like, you can't take those. Like, that's private property. What are you doing? And the people just like jumped in their car, didn't even close the trunk, and just like sped away. And there was just like milk crates falling out the back. Me and Sam are just like, what just happened? People go crazy for milk crates. Use milk crates as a basketball hoop thingy. What? Okay, so now we're gonna cut this down into our cubes. Yeah, the greatest heist in history. It's a commodity. Who would have known? Hello, doggo. How are you? You like watermelons? You want this? Apparently Doggo knows I'm cutting watermelon. She says, I'm in. I have come for the snacks. Yeah, little pupper. You spent over 200 bucks? That's insane. Sam and I just like jacked a bunch from the restaurant we worked at. You didn't know that there was a Pepper, Liz? Pepper's famous on stream. She's a very good doggo. Yeah, what are you in for? I stole milk crates from McDonald's. What? Oh. Okay, that can be a doggo snack as well. Just cut off all the little thin pieces. Come here. Come here. Vune, you thought I was joking? So it can be used like just as a pickle, or I'm gonna put it into the salad tomorrow with the jicama. That way we get a nice fresh and crunchy thing into the salad.
Sorry about the vegans and the students trying to get it again.
Yeah, it's not the best.
He only has 2 corners to do in the closet and that should stop.
It was way worse when he was over here.
Yeah. Oh, that's right about you.
Optrix, just give the entire watermelon. It's true. Yeah, I don't know, Vune. I discovered pickled watermelon rinds at one of the restaurants in Vancouver. And since then, I've always wanted to do it and never attempted it until now. That's a good piece for doggo. And we are pretty much halfway on our pork belly for the first little bit. Yeah, she's super cute, Liz. She gets away with a lot of stuff. Yeah, construction stream. Woohoo! Woohoo, Shadowlin. Come here. Hey, this is the last bit. Okay, now, let me just read the recipe. So bring the brine to a boil. Hold the boil for 60 seconds. Add the watermelon in. Okay, so I'm not gonna put these into the jars yet. And then return it to a boil, turn off the heat, and then move your pickles into the jars. So those can just stay there for now. You have this voice in your head saying, so she got the rinds off and put away the red meat. Yeah. Do you even know how to watermelon? A big ace bumblebee. Imagine, Shadowlin, it's like this big. Yeah, we should have put that goal back to like 10,000%. The pickling was always in the plan. Yeah, I'm prepping it for tomorrow. Thanks, Alvin, for the biddies. Posh, come here. There's 2 more. Yeah, come here. We'll do the last two. Come here, sit. It's right here. Kate, come here. Down. Good girl. She is a very good doggo. I taught her all those things as well. 11 years ago, surprisingly. I wish I would have taught her more tricks, but pretty much the only thing she knows is like to get down. That's her thing. Pickle in Germans mean pimple? Ugh. Yeah, that would be bad. Okay, let me get a pot out. Which is that one over there. The handy dandy rice pot. Peeking on that pork belly to make sure it's not burning. Your dog only bites your ankle and butt when you leave the house. Every day. Tuli's playing Stardew. I've seen Sammy play that before. It looks scary when it gets dark. So 1 cup of apple cider vinegar, 1 cup of water. Let's make this. This vinegar still has the mother in it, so it's got some weird slimy stuff. But that's the good stuff for you. Yay for fermented things. I'm hoping this is going to be enough brine. So 2 pounds of rinds, yeah, I would say that's around 2 pounds. Get that vinegar out of my slime. 3/4 of a cup of sugar. So quite a bit of sugar there, but you need that to be able to even balance out the brine. So you don't want it too salty or too vinegary. Good one, Lemon. How has the mother not drowned? So this calls for some candied ginger. I don't have any, and I'm totally okay leaving that out. 4 teaspoons of kosher salt. Just finished your curry, nom nom. Yeah, time to sit back and watch. Curry is always a good option. I don't know if it was you that asked me, Alvin, but someone asked me lately, and I don't know if I have a favorite food to prepare. Honestly, I like to do a lot of different stuff. I'm sure you guys can tell. But my favorite food to eat is probably Italian food. I really don't have a favorite cuisine. It's just too hard to choose. And I'm not one for like doing fusion too much. I just like each cuisine separately. 1 teaspoon each of red pepper flakes and allspice berries. So this is allspice berries. And then I think I might put in a little bit of pickle spice as well. Yeah, Buff, it is hard to choose. I like to be well-rounded in my abilities. Yeah, send me all of the San Marzano tomatoes. You've never made Greek food before, Optrix? That's a good one too. I really enjoy Greek food. Okay, and it calls for 1 star anise pod. I'm gonna leave it out. And I'm gonna just put in a little bit of pickling spice mix instead. Yeah, this is vinegar. Sorry, equal parts vinegar and water. And then a little bit of sugar and salt. Okay, that is good. Just a little pinch. Viyun, yeah, grill any meat, add tzatziki. Now you got Greek food. Done and done. Yeah, add feta cheese. You need the feta. And oregano. So this is gonna come over. And then we're gonna bring that up to a boil, like it said. We are doing really good for time right now. Like, it's not even 4 o'clock, so we probably will be able to do our salsa roja as well for tomorrow. It's not even really browning up yet, so we might need, let's say, 15 more minutes at least on that guy in there. So while we're waiting for our brine to heat up, let me get the salsa roja recipe. Thanos. You guys. Okay, doggo's scratching to go outside as well. So for the salsa roja, literally just means red salsa. Opposite of salsa verde. Yeah. So we need Roma tomatoes, half of the onion from earlier, 1 jalapeno. I'm gonna do 1 guajillo chili, a couple cloves of garlic, some more cilantro, so I have to go outside and pick some then as well. And then a couple cups of vegetable stock just to blend everything up. So let me go pick some more cilantro. Should not be more than a minute. Yeah, it's gonna be spicy. But like mildly spicy, very balanced. It's not gonna be like punch in your face spice. Hold tight, guys. Wanna pick the herbage. just got another handful. We are good to go on that. Guys are holding in there. Hey, Millie. Yeah, this is the watermelon brine in the pot. And hi, Autism Mama. How are you? Are the kids done school now? Hugging your crystal waist tight. Love it, Optrix. You're the best, Vune. I love when you're like this. Just set yourself free. I don't know. Like, I haven't picked it. It's been planted for a couple weeks now, and this is the first day that I've really been picking it. And yeah, it's been looking really good. There's still like at least this much or more on the plant. I don't know. It just gets a lot of sun though, where it's at. And then I just remembered that we're gonna need the blender for the salsa. So I'm just gonna quickly rinse that out from the beef marinade. Before it gets all stuck on. You don't have to go too crazy with the washing process though. It's gonna have like some of the similar flavors in it anyways. Yay! Happiness. Hey, this stuff's almost boiling, hey? Your two have one more day and your youngest is done. Oh my gosh. They're growing up so fast. Sushi has to deal with you all the time. I believe it, Vune. Yeah, we see you there lurking. Okay, just going to grab the tomatoes. And that's it. And then I have a jalapeno in the freezer. Turn that down for a sec. No idea what's going on upstairs, but Doggo is going crazy. Is that beer, Jim? Alcoholic. They don't put enough cheese in pizza Lunchables. Are they slacking on those now? I remember like those were my favorite thing. My mom would never buy them for me. And I kind of thank her for that now, because I'm pretty sure they're not the best. Can one defrost fish in the micro? Yeah, just be really careful, Lemon. Because it might cook a little bit if you take it too far. And that would be sad. Okay, now we got eau de vinegar going on in here. And even though it's very tempting to smell your brine pot, do not do that. It might clear your sinus, but you'll probably cough a ton as well. Thanks, Shadowlyn. Yeah, got the braid in there, keeping everything back. Okay, we're good on that. I just wanted to make sure all the sugar and salt was dissolved. So next step, we have held the boil for a minute, and then we're gonna add the watermelon now. Let it come back up to a boil, and then turn it off, and then we'll transfer everything into some jars. I have a couple of these jars here, old mustard jars. Sometimes they actually smell like mustard still. Kind of crazy. Let's do this. I'm just really hoping that this is enough brine. But I guess if we don't put all the watermelon in, it is totally okay. Since it's something people usually waste anyways. We only have like a cup. That's not gonna fit. And I'm okay with that. We did our best. So many Americans don't like mustard. Yeah, Sammy does not like mustard. Let's check our pork belly in a sec. But he'll eat it if it's like in stuff. And he rubs like all of his barbecue meats down with it before we smoke them. There's so many different mustards out there though, and obviously yellow mustard is like the most pungent. Let's check this guy out. So it's just starting to brown. I'm gonna bring it over here. But we have gotten quite a bit of fat out of here already. Show you guys this. Yum! Thanks, Armored, for the 20 biddies. And I think I'm just going to spoon over some of the fat. Nice little basty base. And this will help it crisp up as well. And you guys can already see how much it's shrunk down, hey? So there's a lot of fat inside pork belly. So you'll notice that your yield is definitely not the same at the end of the cooking. Okay, I'm totally happy with that. I think we'll put that back into the oven for, let's say, another 15 is what it called for anyways. We just did 45 just to make sure we wouldn't burn it. And then we'll check it at that point, and it should be good to turn down the oven. Yay! And I have this on the top rack as well. Turn our pot back up. And then I don't know if anyone here has made salsa roja before, but you typically should roast off all of your veg before you make it. Or we can keep it really nice and fresh and just heat it up a little bit with the veg stock. But I think you'll get like a nice deep flavor if we do roast the stuff. The top right knife on my magnet. Yeah, the scimitar. No, that's just a chef's knife. Let's not forget our timer as well. 15 minutes. Sheet pan for the tomatoes and the onion. We'll see what kind of roast these get on them in 15 minutes. I need a machete. That would be fun. That squeak on this camera, I secretly like hate it but love it at the same time. Best squeak ever. Yeah, just use a katana. Like Fruit Ninja. So the onion I will cut into 6 pieces. That should roast pretty easily like that. Couple cloves of garlic. Not enough blunt weapons. Dark Elven Souls 3, I like it. Dark Souls is a crazy game. Tammy loves that game. You got a thing going with Sun. If Sun comes on camera, you'll do a cooking stream 1 week later. I like that. Vune, I would totally watch. I like to watch people cook too. Okay, I'm grabbing out the jalapeno, and then all of this can go into the oven. Boom. You hate everything about Dark Souls. Remember when he first started playing it, like he died so many times until he got the hang of it. Insane. Did our watermelon just come up to a boil? That's donezo. Sweet! Everything's coming together, guys. You just push start new game and then you died screen comes up. That would be me too, Vune. Rook! Thanks for the 200 biddies, man. Okay. Now we're going to transfer this to our clean jars. The best way is usually to put the whatever pickle you're making in first and then just pour in the brine after. And there won't be too much splashing involved. How is this for a... No, that won't work, will it? Well, we're just gonna wing it to try and fill these. Maybe I'll just use this. A little measuring cup. Should work. Your power went out, Bagwell. And this does smell really good, guys. Just smells like pickles. What else could you want? And then you want to make sure that all of the watermelon rind is covered by the brine. I'm going to make sure I split it between the jars evenly. Unless we near the end and feel like we can jam it all into one jar. And then these are just going to be quick pickles. We're not going to do the complete canning step at all. And then just so you know, if you do pickles this way, they will have to stay in the fridge at all times. Okay, I think we actually had just enough. Push that down. And we are good. We can seal those up and then let them cool at room temp, and then once it's cooled off, you can put it into the fridge. Will my tamales be done in one show? I'm gonna try and do them tomorrow, Armored. So I'm doing a little bit of the prep today. I marinated the beef first thing on stream. And then that will probably be cooked a little bit before I start the stream tomorrow. Just so that we have enough time to make the tamales, since they take around an hour to steam. Very, very new stuff to me. Do these keep as long as the cans? Not typically, lemon. Just because it's not pasteurized in the jar. But if you keep it in the fridge, it should last like at least a month or two, if not more. Try and keep any dirty hands or utensils out of there as well, and you should be good. Buff Bagwell hates his boss, and he's his own boss. Tough times, guys. Tough times. So, moving on with our salsa. So I got my blender back. Want to make sure that I still toast up my chili a little bit before we finish the roasting process. So I'll pull another one out. Go for one that's a little bit smaller. That guy. Optrix, of course you would say that. And the cilantro can be put in right now. And we can also mix up 2 cups of vegetable stock while we're waiting. You could use water as well, but I think you'll just get a nicer flavor with the veg stock. So let's do it. And plus, if all of these things that I'm doing today are already done for tomorrow, then I can just focus on making the tamales. Okay, that stuff is looking good. So you want some really hot water to mix in our broth base. Death's birthday was yesterday. Oh yeah, Death is on today. Oh, frick, I forgot. Honestly spaced. I need to go check out his stream now and see what he's making for his birthday. Is he gonna make himself a cake? That would probably be pretty amazing. We're just gonna let that sit there for a minute or two. I'm gonna go see Death. Gotta say hey. Buff, this is just a vegetable broth base. We're just gonna make up a couple cups of it to blend our salsa. Boom. What are you making, Lemon? You gotta tell me what you're making before you leave. And then we might roast the veg a little bit under the broiler real quick before we turn the pork belly down. We got some time. I think we're doing really good. I mean, it's only 4 o'clock now. Okay, since Death is shouting me out, Yay, death. Everyone go follow death. You think you made too much, Buff? You're too full. Okay, let's give this a little stir-y. Should be softened up a bit now. Perfect. And I typically just mash it along the side of the container to help it dissolve. What's everyone cooking today? Yeah, exactly, Elvin. Or eating. If you're not even cooking, what has been consumed so far? Elvin, I know you made a Greek scramble. Elvin, are you missing any Asian foods? Eating streams will be a thing, yes. You're drinking wheat beers, yum. Okay, we have 2 minutes left on our pork belly. It's starting to look fab. You wish you could have 2 streams open on mobile. Yeah, mama. That sucks. Oh, Death is making steelhead trout and strawberry shortcake. Yum. Yum, yum. You need a bit of a break from the Asian foods. What was your favorite thing over there, by the way? Oh man, the smells in here today. You were dying for a hamburger. There's not really any burger places there except McDonald's, hey? Okay, I'm gonna shut this timer off. Pull out the belly. It's looking fucking awesome. You guys, look at that heavenly goodness. We're going to move the veg up to the top tray and just quickly turn the broiler on. And then while we wait, why don't we baste this a little bit more? But you can see how nice and crispy the skin is getting. That sizzle though. And then this pork fat, do not throw that out. You can do so many amazing things with it. Heaven. Thanks, Optrix. Your favorite without a doubt was their roast duck. Yes, that is mine as well, Elvin. I go nuts for that stuff. There we go. I was wondering how you did the multi-Twitch view. Thank you for posting that. It got so small, Steve. Oh, you're still in here, man. What are you doing? Super quiet. But yeah, it shrunk a ton, hey? It shouldn't shrink too much more now because we're going to be cooking it at a lot lower heat. Okay, that stuff is almost good. What are on my feet? These are Birkenstock shoes, aka my kitchen clogs, which I found today when I was going through some stuff. And I was like, hey, these are really comfortable, so I should probably use them. This is what I used to wear when I worked in kitchens. Super expensive, but totally worth it. I mean, when you're on your feet for like 8 to 12 hours a day, you really need good footwear. And I found that these were the best by far. You wear slippers when you cook. I used to do that as well, Buff. And then I wore through all of my slippers. So now I have none left. So I moved on to little Tom shoes after that. And then I found these today. Oh, you're lurking, Steve. Sounds good, man. Yeah, kitchen fashion with Kate. Pretty much. Even though, like, in a real professional kitchen, everyone is dressed the same. So there's not really any fashion. I realized that really early on. I'm not there to look good, that's for sure. Your other chef wears platforms. Yeah, I've never worn the shoes with, like, a wooden platform on the clog. I don't think I could do it. I don't have very good ankles, and I feel like I would just like twist my ankle all the time. Okay, sounds good, Elvin. Thanks for being here for the first little bit. But if you need to sleep, honestly, do not feel bad. You got to get your schedule back in there so you can start being productive again. I know how it goes. Dante, you're still in here too. Everyone's just lurking. Steve, what are you cooking? Rook, thanks for the 200 biddies. Just spoiling me. Okay, things are starting to brown up a little bit. It's looking good. Maybe a minute or two more. And then we can put the belly back in, turn the oven down, and then blend up our salsa. You were watching a movie. What movie? He's watching a movie. You gotta think of a new menu for June. I love coming up with menus, Buff. That was always my thing. Like, Sammy is an unreal chef and, like, really good with menu costing and stuff, but that was always my thing, was to, like, write out the menu and make everything sound really, really good. Only the Brave. I don't think I've ever seen that. Do it for you, Buff? For sure. I would totally be down to do work like that. I kind of miss it. Rook, how long did it take my emotes to get approved? My first emote, the onion one that Omat made, it took around 3 weeks. And then the second set that Solid made, I think it only took around a week to get approved. Maybe even less. You're drawing a blank for your menu. I mean, springtime is probably my favorite time to make a menu. Just because there's so much amazing stuff to choose from right now, ingredient-wise. Yeah, it took quite a while, Rook. I was like, what the heck? Yeah, just keep waiting, and then you'll get an email one day and be like, yes! Okay, just gonna throw in our guajillo to quickly toast up, and then all that stuff can come out. Then we're gonna do some blending. You know, snow crab will still be on the menu as you still have a bunch of them. Oh, right. Yeah, because you just ordered a bunch. Yum. How many items do you have on your menu? Yeah, like 2 to 3 weeks, guys. It took you 6 days. I think it depends on the design of your emote as well. Yeah, Vune's little angel emote. 4 starters, 6 mains, 2 specials, and 4 desserts. Wow, that's super small. I could whip up a menu for you in no time. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Ah, that's true, Rook. The holiday weekend. That makes total sense. Hey, there's our roasted veg. Just slightly roasted. So let's turn this off now. Get it down to 250 Fahrenheit. Let it cool off before we put the pork back in. Actually, you know what? We can just put it in now. I mean, it was cooking pretty high temp anyways before. So there we go. And then we'll set our timer for another hour. Boom. There we go. Now we got some crazy stuff going on outside as well. So this whole chili can be put in. Same with this guy. If you want, you can just take off the top. Here's our couple cloves of garlic that are roasted. Our onion. It ends up being 12 starters, 18 mains, and 8 desserts. Okay, so there's not too much like overlapping with your items. This makes sense. Bacon blue cheeseburger, yum. Okay, so now we're just gonna add in a little bit of the veg stock at a time. So we don't want our salsa too watery. So we just need enough of this to blend. I estimated that it would need around 2 cups, but we'll see. Let's do like 3/4 for now. You just do gaming streams, but you're probably gonna start doing weekend cooking. Nice, Rook. Just do it when I'm not on. I like it. I would watch. If I'm around, I would totally watch. That'd be so much fun. Okay, now we can blend this up. You already did a bacon blue cheeseburger. Do you make everything from scratch, Buff? Let's watch the magic happen. We forgot one ingredient, which is super important. Lime juice. That blender steam, though. You can't intrude on my stream. That's awesome, Rook. I respect that, but honestly, don't let my stream hold you back at all. I'm not really competitive like that at all. Just want everyone to do their own thing and enjoy their life. I'm using the Roma tomatoes versus tomatillo for both the flavor and color. So we're making salsa roja, which is the red version of salsa verde. So salsa verde, you use the tomatillos. Salsa roja, you use like a plum tomato or a Roma tomato. But other than that, very, very similar ingredients. I'm going to juice up 2 of these limes. Des doesn't care. I don't even want him to care. He can totally do his own thing. Oh my god. Just cut into this lime. It's like powder. I'm surprised it didn't like poof dust out. Saddest limes of life. Most of your brew days are about 9 hours. Yeah, long cooking shifts are crazy. A lot of coffee involved. I'm not a huge soda drinker, so that would never be my thing, but espresso was life for a long time. Yeah, cooking in 40 Celsius heat. Disgusting. Just drenched. Let's see if there's any juice that even comes out of this. Not even a drop. Oh, wait, there was 1 drop. What the F is this? Okay, let's check the last line in this bag. Yeah, so much water to be drank. I can't believe you were a dishwasher, Optrix. That is the greatest. You don't need coffee to function, Steve. After about 10 hours on your feet without getting a break, you would probably be wanting a coffee. Okay, that is that. Let's just blend this up one more time. And then we just need to taste it and season it, see if it needs any salt and pepper. Dun, 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 dun. That is crazy, Rook. I just have some hot weather. You're gonna break the May record? I feel like the whole world is like hotter than it should be right now. It's kind of scary. Okay, so there's our salsa roja. Really nice consistency. I always make it a consistency that you can squeeze through a squeeze bottle, but it shouldn't be like watery. Like you should still be able to kind of coat a spoon with it. Yeah, that's gross, Rook. That's how it was like in Vancouver for a lot of the summer. Whereas here on the island, it's not quite as humid or even as hot. Like once the sun goes down here, it cools off right away. It's great. That's got some heat. It's really nice though, because it kind of just tapers off. I'm getting some nice fresh tomato flavor as well. Definitely need a bit of salt. And that will just bring out all the other flavors. Yeah, the spice is nice. Like it coats your tongue, but then it goes away. Like it almost makes you want to cough, but not quite. So around a teaspoon of salt is what I just added. We'll blend it up one more time, have another taste, and see where we're at. Monkfish curry. Yum. That sounds really good, Buff. All right then. Maybe a touch more salt. Let's do half a teaspoon and then we should be good. And then keep in mind the flavor will change a little bit when this cools down. And it will also thicken up a bit. But so far, the color is pretty much perfect. Da, 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 da. 1.5 weeks until summer vacay. The countdown is on, hey? Don't have to deal with crazy kids anymore. Yeah, what is this thing called vacation? I'm with you, Rook. It's perfect. You know you've added enough salt when it just tastes proper. What am I blending? I just made some red Mexican salsa. So pretty much the same one I made for salsa verde, but I used tomatoes instead of tomatillos. And this is what it looks like now. So we have, let's say, 3/4 of a cup still left over of the veg stock. So you didn't use all of that. That's good to know. And then I'm just gonna pour these into containers. What do we have here? Just over a liter. No. So I'll do 3 little containers. Gotta go take Pendleton. Okay, have a good walk, Rook. Thank you, man. The salsa is good. Makes me want to make guac and just eat it with some chips. And then this just needs to cool off before we put the lid on. And then I usually make quite a bit extra so that I can stick one of these in the freezer. Just in case you want to use it with a marinade or something like that. It's always good to have a little bit extra on hand. So we'll set those aside with the watermelon pickles. What was the pepper? The dried one, armored, is called guajillo. And then I also put a jalapeno. Just add tequila, a mental drinking sesh. That would probably be good, tequila in the salsa. Cannot see that being a bad thing. Okay, so now Okay, you still get paid when school is not in, but you can opt for 10 months. That's very cool. Okay, moving on. We've actually done some extra stuff already. Let's start to prep our kale. I think that's a good idea. Just gonna rinse my knife off real quick. It's all oniony. Oh, plus we have garlic scapes. Maybe we'll make some more pickles if there's time later. But for now, we'll keep focusing on tonight's dinner. So here are my 2 massive bunches of kale. You see a chip, I know, Buff. It's really sad. I need to take it in. No idea what I chipped it on, but I've seen worse chips, to be honest. Whetstone it. I'm scared if I whetstone it that it's gonna catch and make the chip worse. So I think I'm just gonna take it in to a knife guy and let him work on it instead. Because I don't want to wreck it. It's too expensive. Just gonna peek at the pork. Yeah, we got that slow roast going on.
Let's go get some kale stems.
Yeah, I chipped the baby. Posh is like, I am here for kale stems. Holy. Watch out, world. Stinkiest breath ever.
That smells phenomenal.
Thank you.
I have to look at it.
Yeah, you should.
Checking. Holy!
Made some salsa already.
Holy!
Just get some cheapo knives and practice on them. That's a good thing to do, Buff. That's a good suggestion. Yeah, she's a kale beast. Sammy, what are you doing?
What up, fam?
Oh my god. So we're just zipping the kale is what I call it. Just taking it off of the tough stem that apparently dogs love. I know, why does she love kale so much? It's so funny. She just likes fresh, crunchy things. Armored. Thinking my idea of heat differs from yours. Add a few serrano. It's between jalapeno and habanero. Yeah, you can totally add serrano as well. We did make a habanero salsa at the taqueria as well. It's just too spicy for me. Like, I get hiccups when I eat really spicy food, so it's just not fun or enjoyable. But I really do enjoy eating spicy food. Look up Peter Nolan. Thanks, Koothless. I don't want to send my knife away, though. I'm going to look that up, though, before I forget. Halifax knife sharpening? That's far out. Habanero would blow many normal people's faces off. Yeah. I know at the taqueria we didn't serve it with anything, but it was just there in case we had some crazy people that wanted spicy food. Okay, that's your last one. I don't want you to poop your pants, doggo. Habanero and carrot, that would be great. Find them on YouTube. Okay, I have the browser open still, so I'm gonna check it out after my stream. And then I will check them out on YouTube as well. I know, Buff, I know. When I was still in culinary school, I actually chipped my Japanese nikiri. And it was like a good 1/4 inch chip right in the middle of the blade. And then one of my instructors actually fixed it for me. He took it home one weekend and sanded it back down. Saddest day ever though. But it is pretty much as good as new, but it does need a stone as well. My knives need some love. Maybe that's what I'll work on this weekend. Okay, we got a whole bunch of kale here. Dogs wear pants. Yes, they do, Steve. Do I have a good Jamaican style pepper sauce recipe? Like a jerk sauce? You get very dry mouth when you eat spicy food? What? I've never heard of that. I usually just get like a runny nose. So I am gonna wash this kale. Just because I know it's from the farm and I took it off the farm stand, which is all open, so I'm sure there could be a couple bugs hiding in here. So just gonna play it safe. Hot sauce with Scotch bonnet. I don't know of like a Jamaican hot sauce with Scotch bonnet. I just have a jerk recipe from one of these girls' moms that I used to work with. I'm sure you can find a good reference online as well. That's always my go-to. Do a lot of recipe searching online. You cooked jerk chicken not too long ago, Steve. Oh, it is the real deal. It is insanely spicy. Had to tone it down when we used it in the restaurant. We did that sauce for one of our chicken wings. And then we would toss it with the jerk sauce and then put the wings on the grill. Super good. Dropping my kale everywhere. You spent a year in the Caribbean. You got some family out there. That's amazing. Rook is back already. How's Pendleton? Yes, I know it was a great time. You're pale to boot. Love it. It's like Sammy. He's super white too. He doesn't survive in hot weather very well. Everyone else is walking dogs, yeah. Hate when that happens. It's like, I don't want to see people right now. Just want to be with my doggo. Okay, so we're just gonna rough chop this kale. Typically, if the leaves are really big like this, I like to cut them in half first, just so it's not really stringy when you go to eat it later on. And I always just stack them up together. So many great singers have come from Wales. I didn't know that. Has anyone tried fried plantains? Yes. Yes, Steve. Really good. Okay, so you want something like that. Not doing anything fancy here with the kale. Just breaking it down. So there's the red Russian. You can tell now why it's called that. Except I think it should be called like purple Russian. It's definitely more purple than red. After the weather this spring, you can handle the heat now, Steve. You've built up your tolerance. Okay, so we have just over half an hour left on our pork belly until it comes out to cool. And then at that point, it should be around or just after 5. And then we can start prepping the rest of our stuff. Start the mash and all that fun stuff. Chiffonade. Yeah, this is like not a very good chiffonade, but if I was doing herbs, yes. Do love me a good chiffonade, Millie. And you know this as well. Yeah, the most rustic of chiffonades. This is where most people start with their chiffonades. And then it just gets thinner and thinner. Humidity is a different kind of hot. It is, Steve. It really is. Oh, nice, Optrix. Friends coming in. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your night. It's always lovely having you in here. On a random note, you went to America for food-based purposes. Had a 2-hour argument with someone about Cornish pasties and how he was doing them wrong. Hilarious. Yeah, you think you would listen to the person that's from there? Okay, we're getting to the remnants now. I'm just gonna ball up the rest of that after this and just give it a rough top. And it's gonna be crazy how much this cooks down. It's not gonna look like much once it's done. Kind of like Swiss chard when you cook it. But it is still very filling. Boom. He's basically making a meat suet pudding. What? Doesn't even sound good. Like, not at all. It said past tea. The heck? Okay, bowl of kale complete. Yeah, 2 hours. That's like the longest argument ever. But it's true. Like, don't argue with a chef over why they do something a certain way. Because honestly, we are stubborn in our processes. Oh my gosh, you guys. Call him Marcus. I love it. Okay, kale is prepped. I'm just gonna go take another bathroom break and then we're gonna start moving on to prepping the mash. We're almost there, guys. Going by fast. Yeah, you gotta say something. It's true, Buff. Okay, we're just gonna put the kale aside. And then moving on to our potatoes and celery root. We can also peel the pear, but we're just gonna make sure that we keep it in water so it doesn't oxidize on us. But all of these things need to be peeled before we process them any further. What do I want to use for a pot? Will it fit in this guy? I think so. I'm thinking so. Steve, you're just being stupid. Drunk Soup Kitchen, Rule 1, you have to eat what you cook. Rule 2, no measuring cups allowed. Rule 3, everything in your fridge cupboards is fair game. You have to drink as much as you cook. That's insane, Armored. Would you even make it to the end of the Drunk Soup Kitchen if you drank as much as you cooked? I don't know. Texas Raw is on the finals of Raj Patel. Bro, don't even be sorry, man. We're chilling in here. I only had like one crazy troll yesterday. I dealt with him myself. Okay, breaking down the pear a little bit further as I'm trying to drop my peeler on the ground. Cut them in half. And into quarters. Dude, don't even worry about it. I told you. I'm not upset. Not even close to it. Go support your peeps. So we're just taking the cores out of the pear, and if there is the stem in there still, that as well. Alcohol poisoning would be the outcome for you. Yeah, probably same here, Steve. Not a good drinker anymore. Gotten weak in my old age. The troll yesterday was an asshole. Well, they typically are. I've never had anyone come in and spam crazy like that though before. That was a first for me on here. Rook, holy man. Seriously, you don't have to, but thank you. You already gave me $10 today. Thank you so much. Your router just banned Twitch? What, Buff? Rook just killing it with the biddies today. Okay, so I'm just going to pour some cold water over these. Otherwise, they will turn brown really fast. Like that. Just make sure they're fully submerged. And then we can peel the rest of our stuff. Steve, you want to track down the troll? That is weird, Buff. Like, really weird. I don't think it would just ban Twitch. Rook would probably be your guy to fix it, honestly. He's actually fixed my audio on my stream before. Thanks, Rook. I hope everything goes well in the other stream for you. Wiggle the cord. Yeah, that's usually my thing, Armored. Well, something's not working. Just wiggle the cord and you should be good to go. It's as simple as that. I couldn't believe that, honestly. If you were to start trolling, would I ban you, Steve? No. You can't troll me. I already know you. Got nothing on me. Yeah, did you turn it off and on again? Classic. So the potatoes, I'm gonna cut down to like this size. Then you just want to make sure that everything else is cut to a similar size as well. And that way it'll cook evenly or boil evenly in the pot. Make-believe scenario. And those are going into the pot. I'm just gonna put a little bit of cold water on top of that right now too, so they don't turn color. Okay, just gonna check up on Death, see how he's doing. It's looking good. Hey, onto our celery root. Yeah, do I really know you? It's true, Steve. Everyone could be lies. I just think I know people. This is actually pretty tough to peel. Not the best celery root I've seen, but I really wanted to make this, so I didn't feel like going to like 3 or 4 stores to find an amazing celery root. Yeah, we'll never know. I was talking to Betty about that today, actually. Like, that's the thing I like about Twitch is like, I still get to interact with people, not in person. And then if anything like ever goes sideways, I can literally just shut it off and be like, I'm done. I hold the power. Cause like, I still like talking to people, but not all the time, I guess. I think this little top part where all the roots are, I might just cut off. It's looking a little rough. And this is like very dirty or like sandy, so I'm gonna give it a rinse as well. And I'll wipe my board off before I cut into it. I would run the other way. Yeah, you wish, Steve. You keep saying that, man. But I totally would not. I'm not scared. Oh, that's a tough celery root. Serving up the mash with some dirt today. Okay, one more little wipey wipe. You feel guilty if you lie online. That's me too. I'm a very honest person. So we can cut these down a little bit further now. They're like little rocks. use the force. Bam. So pretty much equal parts celery root and potato and pear. So I'm just going to top this up with a little bit more cold water. And then in around 10 minutes, we can turn that on to boil. Your mom was a good teacher. Yeah, you were raised right, man. You ain't gotta tell no lie. I'll just put some salt in there. And we can also cover it up. Done and done. And then these pears will be put into the pot when we're about 5 minutes out of the potatoes and the celery root being cooked. So far, so good. Kind of crazy stuff is going on in our Discord. Oh man, just crazy drama as always. Twitch is dying in the UK. Oh no, what happened? What is going on? Whoa, Limpin made oatmeal and grains peanut butter cookies. Buff, I just saw your dinner. It looks so good. Super yum. Hello, Spyros. How are you? Okay, Doggo is scratching at the door. You gotta go out. She's going exploring on her own. Okay, so we have around 10 minutes to kill right now. It's funny you don't like liars. Me neither, Steve. Me neither. Let me look up a recipe for pickled garlic scapes. So we need some dill, black pepper, more apple cider vinegar and water, and then some pickling salt. Pour the hot brine over the scapes, and then I also want to see if we can like char some up. We got some time, so let's play around. Thanks, Nactbot. Yeah, my crazy wall of knives. Super handy. Is that a butcher's knife on the far right? Yeah, that's my scimitar. That's good to hear, Spyros. Charred garlic scape salsa verde. That would be so good with the pork belly tonight, I think. Grilled garlic scapes with sun-dried tomato pesto. Kind of just want to use some of the garlic scapes as a garnish tonight on our pork belly. The chainsaw. Have I ever cooked with Wagyu or Kobe before? I have. We used to get Wagyu beef in Vancouver at the Costco there. And I got it once. And we cooked up the steak. It was really, really good. But honestly, after that, it kind of went down in quality. And we were able to buy just plain like AAA ribeyes for obviously way cheaper. And they looked better than the Wagyu. So that was the one and only time that we bought Wagyu and cooked it. Because after that, it just didn't really seem worth it for the price. When you could get something of pretty much the same quality for way cheaper. Okay, what to do with an overload of garlic scapes? Oh, people fry them? They taste sweet like a chive or scallion, but with a milder, familiar garlicky zing. Finely sliced, scapes can be used the same as garlic cloves. See, I would want to thinly slice them and just use it for garnish. And they can keep for weeks or months tucked in a bag in the vegetable drawer. Puree the scapes raw. Maybe we can quickly like broil them when the pork belly comes out. And that way they'll be charred up, and then I'll just slice them as a garnish for our plate tonight. Yeah, exactly, Buff. Like, it really didn't make sense. What is Sammy's favorite dish? I would say a burger. He really likes to eat burgers. And I'm with him on that, but I think pizza and pasta are still up there farther for me. Okay, let's get these scapes out. So here we go. Feel like I'm holding guns. So this is the flower bud that grows off of the garlic. So this is the little bud right there where it kind of separates. And then these get trimmed off of the garlic plant because just too much energy goes towards this instead of the garlic that is underneath the ground. So that's why these always get trimmed off, but they are very useful still. He's a man's man, it's true. Buff, have you ever worked with these? Just want to trim a little bit off and see how pungent it is. Yeah, it's still pretty strong. I wouldn't use it raw as a garnish like chives, because it'll just overpower the dish. In about 4 times in your life. You've never even seen garlic plants. They are quite interesting. I need to just make sure that I have another jar that I am able to put these into before we go through the whole pickling process. So I'll be back in around a minute, maybe even less. Hopefully I have some luck. the perfect pickle jar. So I'm gonna start trimming off the ends, and then those can be put into the jar. And then I'll use the top part for garnish today. You thought they were big spring onions and ignored them? Yeah, I know. That's what a lot of people think. They're just like, ooh, what's that? So I'm just going to trim off that end. And then I'm just going to cut it right under the bud. And I think that will be perfect. I'm okay if it curls a little bit in the jar like that. And then we just need to stuff as much as possible into the jar. Does the farm grow garlic? Yeah, this is where I got the garlic scapes from. There's a lot of garlic at the farm. Like mass amounts, Steve. It's insane. Yeah, you can still use this. So this is what I will kind of broil up in the oven after the pork belly is done. But like most people just throw these out because not everyone knows what to do with them. It's pretty sad. I don't like when vegetables get wasted like that. Just wish the world was a little bit more educated, I guess. Should have enough to completely fill up this jar. And then we're gonna make quick pickles again. So we're not gonna do the whole canning process. And then just keep in mind when you do it like this, the pickles just have to stay in the fridge. They can't sit out at room temp. They will go bad. Yeah, that's what I'm for. Just trying to teach the world new stuff. Might put in a couple more and then just leave those couple for garnish. Just gonna trim the tops. And then those should fit right in. Dragon fruit sorbet and lychee sorbet. Yum. And passion fruit. Passion fruit is like one of my favorite flavors. Okay, maybe I should have trimmed those a little bit more. I'll just use some scissors to snip them. How long does the pickling process take? Typically you want it to sit overnight before you use it. And then it's usually really good after a week of sitting in the pickling liquid. But you can use it 24 hours after as well. But pickles are always better when they age. Have I ever had kimchi? I have, Turbo. And I'm actually using some of my own that I made, let's say, close to 2 months ago now on stream. And the kimchi that I like to make actually uses radish, so daikon kimchi. And there's our pork belly timer. So So I'm gonna put some of this into the sauteed kale for a little bit of extra crunch and flavor. Should be really lovely. Tastes like something you threw away 4 days ago. I know whenever I open that jar, I say it smells like gasoline, because it really does, but I really like that flavor. Holy. This belly though. You guys even ready for this? Hello. Golden brown and delicious. So we gotta poke it now. Poke test. How long can they age before they go bad? Pickles? Usually quick pickles like this will last at least a couple months in the fridge. And then kimchi, because it's fermented, this will last forever as long as you keep your hands or utensils clean when you use it. Have I ever made my own sauerkraut? I'm gonna say no with that one. I haven't seen the whole process through, but I have worked on it a bit, like through the process. I just never started or finished it. Thanks, Duncan. Yeah, hello, pork belly. You think that's done, Sammy?
I don't know if my hands are dirty. Can't tell you yet.
It's definitely done over there.
How long you got it in there for?
2 hours.
What's the internal temp?
I don't know, I didn't take it. Obviously this piece is a little bit more tough, but there's more meat right there. So I think that's why it just is feeling a little bit tougher. I'm sure it is fully cooked. Let us check. Oh yeah. Putting the thermometer in there. Let's check. You would glaze it with honey? Yes. But, Buff, we are going to make our own sauerkraut this fall. I'm going to learn with my mom, who is Ukrainian, and she has my grandma's recipe. Yeah, the rendered fat rook. Definitely not throwing that out. So the temp on this is around, let's say, 170.
Almost there. About 180, 185. And then I'll start falling apart.
Still going up. Like that part is definitely done.
That's done for sure. I may go like another half hour.
We can.
Okay, then cover it. You should be okay. Should taste good. Like, it'll still be tender because of all the fat that's inside of it.
I just pulled the thermometer out and there's just straight juices.
Yeah, you're
I think
fine.
I'll just let it rest and then I'll portion it up. Gotta make that call, guys. So we're gonna take it out of the pan. Very, very carefully. And then hopefully get it onto a tray or a cooling rack of sorts. 2 minutes to get me organized. So you want to control it like that. And then oven can come off and we will preheat the boiler right now. And I'm just going to use a couple spatulas to get the pork out of there. Try to not damage it. The poor pig, get in my belly. Do we eat scampi in the US? Yeah, we have scampi here. That's not really a weird thing. Pretty basic. Okay. This goodness, though. Happiness. And I think I'll just leave the spatulas there. And And then our pan can just be put over here to cool for a little bit. That's the setup, my peeps. Yeah, that's the only scampi that I know as well. Boom, ba-doom, boom. Maybe I'll center this a bit more. Lovely. Can you clarify rendered bacon or other runoff fat to use for a base? Totally, Rook. I always have a jar of bacon fat in the fridge. Best thing for frying up eggs. I think it's upstairs, actually. But yeah, I got a good little cup of bacon fat. The best. Okay, it is what, 5:20? Let's turn on our pot for our mash, and then we can continue to work on other stuff. Do I filter it first? I honestly don't even filter it. But I try to not get too many of those little porky bits in there. You love syrup with your pork? Yeah, I'm with you, Steve. It's all about that sweet and salty. Okay, let's get another little pot out. Let's use this little guy and start making our brine. So it says a teaspoon of dill seed. I'm just going to use the pickling spice again. Super basic. And then a little bit of whole black peppercorns. Is it open? Yes, it is. Yeah, just like honey and fried chicken. So good. So we want to put our spices into the jar, it says. Every time I smell this spice mix, it reminds me of my grandma. Like, that's what her house smelled like all the time. Pickles. Definitely Ukrainian. And then just a couple of black peppercorns. Boop. And then in our pot, we need 3/4 of a cup of apple cider vinegar. I might do more than that. I'm gonna do a cup of each. So a cup of vinegar and then a cup of water. And a tablespoon of pickling salt. It sounds too good, Steve. He can't handle it. You guys don't have to use pickling salt. It's just a really coarse salt. Your grandparents smell old. Terrifying. Salt everywhere. And if you want, you can add a pinch of sugar just to balance it out. I think I'm going to. I always just put a pinch in whenever I'm making pickles. Rook, just a total amateur cook. Yeah, that's you. Somehow, I don't believe it. For some odd reason. So we're gonna bring that to a boil and then pour it over our garlic scapes. And then Obviously, I'm pretty sure our boiler is good to go now. Or our broiler. Expert eater, yes. Yes. If only that was a career. Yeah. Okay, we're broiling. I'm just gonna put those on the oven rack. Straight onto it. Still got my tongs laying around. And let's see what happens. Gotta give it to your main numpty. I've never heard that. Jamie Oliver. I saw that recipe today while I was looking through a bunch of other ones. And I was like, I think I need to try it. But I think his has the skin on, which is why I didn't use it. Oh, sorry, Steve. Yeah, thanks, Shadow. I used apple cider vinegar. Super yum. Probably my favorite vinegar to use for anything cooking related. And you want to buy not a cheap version of apple cider vinegar. I always buy the unfiltered ones. 5-spice sriracha pork belly. What? You would be worth $1 million already. Yeah. Okay, I need a pot oat for the kale still, which I think I'm just gonna use my cast iron brazier. It cooks everything so nice. Let's see how Death's doing. He's whipping up some cake batter. Nice. He's getting into it. Pork I will bring back over here. Just setting up my workspace, guys. And that pork juice and fat, we're gonna pour into here. And then we'll put it into the fridge. And then tomorrow we'll see that the whatever pork juices will be separated on the bottom and the fat will be on top. So there we go. That goodness. Numpty is UK slang for idiot. Your main numpty. Okay, and then to sear up our pork belly, need another pan. Maybe I'll use that big brazier for our searing. And a smaller pot for the kale. Okay. Just the tips of the garlic scapes are browning right now. But let's just make sure we wash them. Be a shame if we burnt them. Steamed clams. No, steamed hams. Classic. And we need to take out some butter and buttermilk for our mash as well. Everything's gonna come together pretty quick, guys. Half an hour left. So boom and boom. You guys can use whatever you want to make your mash as well. If you like sour cream, that's cool. Or just whipping cream as well. Totally down for that. It's up to you. I got butter and some leftover buttermilk, so that's what I'm gonna use today. Okay, our scapes are almost there. And so is our pickle brine. I may or may not have dropped a couple. Just trying to fish them out from the bottom of the oven now. Don't burn. The struggle is real, guys. We got him. Yeah, everyone is lurking today. Super slow. What's my main cam? C922, Sammy, or the 920?
Nope, C922.
C922 is a Logitech. Hey, our brine is boiling. That can come off. Our potatoes are just coming to a boil as well. I'm gonna pour the brine into our pickles. Let us pray that it does not go everywhere. Just gonna lift that lid a little bit so it doesn't go everywhere. Yeah, super good picture from it, Rook. Feel like we might need to double up the brine here, guys. Okay, so 1 more cup each of vinegar and water. Good thing this happens super quick. And then another tablespoon of salt. Yeah, Sammy's computer is crazy. It's crazy, Steve. Hello, Rush. I'm doing well. How are you? How is life being back to work? Viyun, you were still in here? I thought you went to bed a long time ago. Have a good one, man. Have a good sleep. Seems like you need it. Okay, Brian, you're going back on. Cup to cup ratio, yeah. So let's move on to our garlic scape that we broiled up. Give it a little choppy chop. You're up for work. You're so excited. Not. Yeah, Ref, you crazy. So these little burnt ends, I'm just gonna chop those off because they are quite papery or like woody in texture, as you can hear. And then we will start at the other end and just try and thinly slice these. And because we broiled them a bit, they should be a lot less pungent in flavor. Should be more like roasted garlic than straight up garlic clove. Thanks, Rush. Yeah, I'm super excited for this pork. Haven't done pork belly in a long, long time. Boom. And that's our little garnish. Super simple, but it should be really tasty with the mash and the kale and the pork. We'll just set that aside. This is cooling off really nice. Just gonna get out the cutting board to put it onto. Today was shitty. You woke up tired, but the day was still young. Boo! Why is everyone so tired lately? I think I'm just gonna lift this off with my hands. Way easier. Like that. Easy peasy. Except now my hands are all fatty. Fatty hands. I'm just gonna give this stuff a poke. We're around 5-ish minutes out, maybe a bit more. Let's start portioning this guy up. So I think I'm gonna go this way. Just go right down the center. Oh man. Sounds good, Rush. Thanks for checking in on me, man. Yeah, my stream is pretty quiet today. We're just chilling. Okay. Second round of brine going in. Should be pretty much perfect. Try and smash it all down so it's completely submerged. And then we are putting our lid on, and then those need to just sit and cool as well. Everyone's Twitch is dying. What is happening? Yeah, exactly, Rook. No, it's super different. Like, that looks like heaven. So I'll probably get 3 portions out of this side. You can see how it's kind of just like pulled pork. Like, hello, juicy. Hello there. Okay, before I go further, I'm gonna munch that piece and put the pears into the pot there for our mash. Oh, it's super fatty. And like I said, the pears should not take too long at all. And we can strain that all and mash it up. The Doctor Who marathon, what? Okay, I'm gonna get 3 portions out of this as well. So this side's a lot thicker, so we can cut it a little bit thinner. Definitely the more meaty side. Just insane though. Like, look at those layers. Sammy, you're coming to help?
Huh?
There's not much to do anyways.
No.
No? That's it? You're not?
No.
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 No. Okay, that is it. Just gonna strain the water out of that into the sink. Then we'll make up our mash and then start to sear off our pork and saute our kale. And then that's it. We did a lot of stuff today, guys. Crushed it. Twitch is still going crazy.
Yeah, something's wrong with my phone too.
If you know the name of the channel, you can still go straight there. Well, that's good to know, Rook. Like, really good to know.
Yeah, it's busted right now.
Somebody broke Twitch.
Twitch broke Twitch.
Twitch broke Twitch. Okay, there's our steaming pot of goodness. I'm just gonna run upstairs, grab the potato masher. We're gonna get into it. Dun, da, da, da. I didn't break Twitch. Can't blame me. We're just gonna go light mash on these to start. Okay, this celery root though. I think it's actually rubber. Super tough. Maybe we shouldn't have put the celery root in. We're making a chunky mash. Yeah, peppers broke Twitch. Blame the pepper. Too many snakes. Okay, so obviously this is a lot more watery than your regular mash, so be very careful about what you add. Nice try, Rook, but I don't think so, man. If you can get here soon, though, then yes, you can have the pork. So just a couple nubs of butter makes everything better. And I'm probably not going to add the buttermilk, guys. I don't want to make a watery mash. You had to try. Yeah, exactly. You never know if you don't ask. So just let the butter melt into this. I guess we'll make like more of a puree. Should we use the blender one more time, guys? I think having it too smooth though is gonna be weird. Let's keep that texture in. You can see how it's thickening up a little bit already since we added the butter. Smells super good. Okay, taste test now before we season it. So I did add in some salt during the boiling process. Sweet potato cheesy mash is good, yes. It's actually not as like watery mouthfeel as I thought it would be. It's really nice. A little bit sweet, obviously from the pear. We do need a little bit of salt still. Say like half a teaspoon worth. Applesauce mash, yes. Fluff taters. They're not froth taters, they're fluffed. Okay, the salt should be melted in. Another try. I love the pear in there. It gives such a different flavor. It's gonna be nice contrast to the really fatty pork belly. Yeah, fatty, fat.
I love that.
So we're just gonna put the lid on that now. And we're moving on to the kale and the PB.
Peanut butter kale?
Yeah.
Peanut butter
PB.
kale.
Okay, this big pan is going on for the pork. We'll do a nice kind of medium-high heat. Apple segments fried with pork, yes. Apples and pork is like unbeatable. I am so with you on that. Then we'll also turn this guy on to medium-high as well. Then we're just gonna drizzle in a little bit of olive oil for the veg. Just enough to coat the bottom of the pot. It makes the perfect pear. Yeah, very true, Steve. And then we will put a little bit more oil, the chili garlic oil with the kale after it's been cooked. We got our kale, our kimchi to throw in there as well. The kimchi with the pear mash, though, is going to be really, really good. I feel a sneeze coming on. Excuse me. Excusez-moi. Thanks, Sammy. Sesame oil? Yeah. That'd be really nice as well. How are we for lights? I feel like that might be a little bit better. Yep. Okay, so our oil's smoking. Cheese is hot. Throw the kale in. It might splash and pop a bit, so just be careful. Stand back a bit. I suppose we can just pour in a little bit of the pork fat in the pan that we're gonna fry the pork up in. Because why not? It shouldn't stick, but just in case. So we'll give that a little stir. And then just cover it so it steams a bit. And then it should cook down as well. That moment when you heat up the wrong burner, because you're still not used to electric stoves. Do, 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 do. Thinking about how I want to plate this. Thinking, what are these plates? One of those lovely plates. There's dishes everywhere.
Twitch is working again.
Twitch is working again?
Yeah.
Woohoo! You can see how some of the kale got a little bit fried. That is okay with me. It's already cooking down really nice. Pan is almost there. Have I found a job yet? No. I haven't even got any hits back on my resumes that I sent out, so I'm probably gonna follow up either tomorrow or Friday, and then also check again to see if there's any new jobs. Kind of shocked at that, because I know there's not a lot of people around here, and I have experience doing a lot of stuff, so I don't know. Yeah, come cook for you. That'd be friggin' cool. Going to work in Wales. No, Sammy. Okay, so our kale is pretty much cooked. Let's add in some of the kimchi. I said around half of a cup. Let's do like a third, because it is quite pungent. And then just a drizzle of the chili garlic oil. And turn the burner off. Toss that around. touch of salt. And pepper. Yeah, just uproot my entire life that I just moved into. Probably not the best idea.
So I stay here. You go.
Sammy, you get to stay?
Yeah, I thought it was going to work for you guys.
And that's it, guys. So I'm just gonna take that off of the burner so it doesn't keep cooking. And this pan is schmecking hot. We're gonna turn it down to medium. And then start putting our pork in. I'm gonna turn the fan up a bit. Sizzle, sizzle, my nizzles. Just in case it splashes. Oh yeah, P. Rossi. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, so considerate of Sammy. Just win the lottery, move to the middle of nowhere. I would be so down with that, Rook. No joke. Do I have another sneeze? We're not gonna move this pork for like a minute or two, so we don't want to mess up the crust that is being created right now. And I might need to do that instead. Is that a little bit better? Or just completely off? I think just off is the best. You're gonna regret asking how much it costs. It would be rather nice. I don't know, society's just going sideways, Brooke. Not into it. Yeah, she's crisping up real nice. So I'm gonna flip this one over onto its other side. Just because it is quite thick. And then those other pieces, pretty much good to go. And we are there. We are there, my peeps. Time to plate up. Got a little taste to taste. Buff! Subbing with the tier 1. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that so much. Welcome to the squad and enjoy your new emote. And just so you know, I'm not sure if you were in here, but I will be giving away an exact apron like this in the month of June to all of my subs. So you will be entered into that draw. Winner! Eyebrow game thick. Thank you for the 5 biddies. Okay. flip this guy one more time and prop it up. If I can. And I'm gonna start plating. Yes, you have to do another cooking in the buff with the apron on. Yas. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, Steve. So I don't think I can tell you. But maybe in a whisper I can, but I don't think I can say on Twitch how much I make from it. Okay, first thing going on the plate is our mash. I'm just gonna go a little bit off center. Like so. And then next thing going on is our kale. And it's still green, so yay for that. I always hate when people do sauteed kale and it just turns brown. It's like, what have you done? Like a nice little pile. That's where we're at so far. And I'm going over to the pork belly. I'm gonna choose this one. Getting there. Very, very simple plate. Yeah, pretty much, yeah, if you use Twitch Prime. Free sub. Get into a draw for like $200 apron almost. And then we're just gonna garnish with a little bit of our charred garlic scapes. And then I'm just going to do a little drizz around the plate of the chili garlic oil. Bam. Bam, ba-dam. Just going to go take a photo and then we can taste the goodness. Yum. Dante, thanks. Okay. Fork and knife. Time for some destruction. I'm just going to use my paring knife to cut off a little piece. We can't wait any longer. Gotta get into it. Delicious. Okay. Mm-hmm. That salt crust on there is totally needed. I might rub a little bit of it off because it's a little too salty, but it gives a really, really nice crunch. Good contrast to, I guess, the tenderness of the pork, which literally just melts in your mouth. He put the legs away for the PJs. You're sad now, Buff. That pork is unreal, though. Perfect amount of time, 2 hours. And then going in with some of the kale. It's got a good amount of spice. Not too spicy. Like, my tongue is not on fire at all right now. But you can tell the heat is like just there in the back of your mouth. The daikon is awesome as well. It gives a nice crunch. And then let's finish it off with a little bit of the mash. The sweetness of that mash brings everything together. So we got some good like umami happening on this plate for sure. Swap the kale out for spinach. Yeah, pretty much same, Buff. Just kale has a little bit more chew, I guess. But yeah, super happy with this plate. It was like kind of my own creation, but not really. It's an amalgamation of a couple different recipes. I know, Steve, the struggle. I already told you, man, if you make it out to the island, you can have some of this cooking. Okay, so I'm guessing Death is still on. Yes, he is. So we're going to raid Death. And thank you for the sub today, Buff. That is much appreciated. And don't worry, it won't go to waste. Like I said, all of my subscribers that for the month of June will get a chance to win a lovely apron to cook in. But you can use it for other things too, like woodworking or working outside, really whatever you want. Yeah, I should send care packages over. And thank you, Rook, for all the biddies today, as well as Alvin. You guys are spoiling me. I hope everyone has a wonderful night. And I will see you tomorrow. I'm going to make tamales on stream. Never made those before. We did quite a bit of prep for them today, so I'm feeling a lot better than I did earlier. But it's definitely going to be a new one. Bye, Dante. Love you all. Yeah, wood with Kate. So we're going to go raid Death Fury 420. One of my longtime viewers as well. Go show him some love. He's trying his best. He's been streaming cooking for a couple weeks now. Get your onions ready.
Get my orange juice ready.
Yeah, tamales tomorrow with pulled ancho beef. Yum. Love it. Good night, my peeps.
Bye, guys.
All right. Bye.